recurring character in a few of my books, and his piece is in here. And when you see like almost half of him is in the darkness and most of him is walking into the light, and I like I said, I just see that as a choice in life, and you can choose to view darkness and light as a good or bad thing. But getting back to on the previous question, I mean, I still have confidence issues about my work. I am more than willing to say a lot of it can be improved, you know, and sometimes I look at a piece and I say, oh God, did I really write that? You know, but I think we all, I mean, as writers, we are our own worst critics, I'm afraid. Yeah, to answer your question about the cover, that's what it is. A choice, really.
It is Jack DeFeo wandering into the light, coming from the darkness, which he may say as a positive thing, and a tranquility, a sense of reflection. Because I have my best reflections kind of around 4 a.m. I have bizarre, humorous thoughts and things that become poems. I'm really impressed with the fact that you conceived a lot of your work all at once, and that you weave a lot of the similar themes and throughout your entire body of work. Most poets, I don't think they have as much of that kind of intuition, enough to have a full idea beforehand and go through with it. But I think that writers, when they have ideas, they have to make them happen. You know, if they're going to be a writer, you got to put your head to it. And when I was younger, I wrote a lot, but it was basically skeletons, you know. But on a side note here, Z.M. Wise will read a couple of his pieces from The Wandering Poet and give us an idea of what style he's generated here, and his matter of fact combined with myth, belief in the craft.
Before I read, actually, could I ask you to elaborate on what you meant by skeletons?
Basically, the infrastructure. Kind of a basic idea of where I want it to go, but not like, you know, like little fragments that you know, I would have to elaborate on.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. The first piece is sort of getting back to my roots here. This piece was actually published in, I believe it was a Celebration of Poets anthology, and the piece is called Flying Love. And if I may point out that in high school, I mean, many poets wrote dark pieces, you know, and sometimes suicidal, and I mean, I wrote like a couple here and there, but for me, mostly I was a Hallmark love poet, and as much as I'm not too crazy about the Hallmark love poems, I suppose I just had to get that out of me so I can break that barrier and explore more. And when I write about love nowadays, yeah, it's cliche, it's my favorite topic to write on, but I write about it to its very core. It's a very serious subject, and it's very unlimited, whether the subject is forbidden love, lost love, love and marriage, sexual love, first love, you know, anything along those lines. And I'll leave you to interpret what you think this one means. This was written on May 13th, 2010, and this piece is called Flying Love. Your skin glows like the pear, blossoms numb as the lotus in the purest hope of spring. My heart follows your harp-like voice and leaps like a white tiger at the whisper of your name. The evening floats in on a great eagle wing. I am comforted by your coat that I carry into the twilight of rainbeams and hold next to my heart. I am filled with hope that I may dry your tears. In the quiet, I listen for the last gunshot. I wait in the moonlight so that we may glide as one in search of the mystical ring of love. The next piece is going to take a little bit of a darkened turn, and this is called Ghost of Pain. All around the heartbeats surround. My dread increases as death's scythe slashes against my nude soul. It wounds me, and quite dark, my blood drips to the hungry dirt. In abject fear I flail madly, while the grim reaper hovers close to me. Now alone my ardent plea fails upon blind eyes. This is my personal hell. And I just have one more piece, and the last stanza in this, you know how some pieces, they sort of form in your head, whether it's a certain phrase or a few words or even a whole stanza just forms in your head. This is how this one formed. To be honest, I'm still trying to figure out what this one means. I have a bit of an idea, I do, but I'm not going to tell you, of course. I can't look. The fanatical people are in absolute control. What about the steeple that peers into the pit of your soul? I can't look at all at the green-scaled reptiles. They stare at me as they stealthily crawl, while their tails remain erectile. Let's run away from the hills and sit beside a river. We can stop and remain still until the snowfall makes us shiver. Can one really see the other side as the soldiers three each take a bride? This is The Wandering Poet. It has been published by Transcendent Zero Press by the editor-in-chief, Dustin Pickering, and I am an assistant editor, Z.M. Wise. Get yours today. Poetry lives.